You know that moment when you get the call and your stomach drops before they even finish the sentence? Your mom fell. And your first thought is she okay? And your second thought, the one you're almost ashamed of, is, what's going to happen now? I'm Slava, a nurse practitioner who does house calls. I'm also a daughter of an aging parent. I sit with families after the falls. I've examined the patient, written the notes, made the referrals, and had the conversations in the living room that nobody wanted to have. I know both sides of this. Today, I want to tell you what actually happens after a parent falls. Not just the medical stuff, but the emotional aftermath that can quietly take over your parent's life if nobody catches on time. And I'm going to walk you through the practical things. The furniture, the bathroom, the cane that they're refusing to use, that can make the difference between one fall and a pattern of them. Here's what I want you to say first, before we get into anything practical. If your parent just had a fall, even a minor one, even one they're brushing off, what happens next matters more than most people realize. 1 in 4 adults over age of 65 fall every year. That number alone is not the scariest part. The scary part is what comes after. If your parent is lucky and there was no fracture, the injury heals, the bruises fade, and then something else sets in that nobody prepares you for. Your parent stops doing things. Not because they physically cannot, but because they're scared. Scared of falling again, scared of looking weak, scared of what it means about who are they becoming. And that fear, the one they'll never say out loud at the dinner table, is sometimes more dangerous than the fall itself. Clinically, we call it post-fall syndrome. And stick with me, because later I'm going to tell you exactly what to watch for and what to say to your parent when you notice it. It's a conversation most families never have, and it's the one of the most important ones. When your parent fell, whether it was a trip on the rug or something that led to the full hospitalization, their brain registered something. Not just the pain, the loss of control. And for an older adult, that feeling can trigger a cascade that looks from the outside just like getting older. They stop going for their morning walk. They sit more. They say no to the things they used to say yes to. And we think, well, they're just tired. That's normal. But the research shows that the fear of falling actually makes a person more likely to fall again. Because the less they move, the weaker their muscles get, the worse their balance becomes, and the more unsteady they are the next time they try to do something. It's a cycle. And it's preventable. But only if someone in the family is paying attention. And I know, because I've been in those living rooms, that the person paying attention is usually you. Okay, so let's talk about what to actually do. Because knowing what's happening is one thing. Knowing what to do, that's what makes a difference. And I'm going to break this into 3 areas: the home, the gear, and the conversation. Stay with me. The first thing I want you to do, and I mean this week, not eventually, is walk through your parents' home like someone who's looking for reasons to fall. Not like a daughter, like an occupational therapist. Because I promise you, the things that sent your parent to the floor are still there. The rugs. Oh, the rugs. I cannot tell you how many times I walked into a patient's home and seen a beautiful area rug in the hallway that is basically a tripwire. Pick it up, roll it up, put it away. Or get the rug tape that actually holds. And if your parent pushes back, because they likely will, tell them you are borrowing it. Tell them you need it in your place. Whatever it takes, the rug goes. Now the furniture. When you rearrange for fall prevention, you are not clearing out the house. You're creating clear paths between the places your parent moves most. Bed to the bathroom, chairs in the kitchen, those are the main routes. Make sure there is nothing to navigate around, nothing to grab for balance that isn't anchored into the floor or wall. Speaking of grabbing for balance, here's the thing I see constantly. People hold on to the furniture to get from room to room. A dresser, a side table, the back of a chair. Those things move. They are not designed to catch a falling adult. So look at what your parent actually uses for the support and make sure it's solid or replace it with something that is. Chairs and beds, height more matters than people think. A chair that's too low traps your parent in it. Every time they push themselves up, they're at full risk. Look for chairs with firm seats and actual armrests that they can push up themselves from. The bed should be at height where their feet rest flat on the floor when they're sitting up on the edge. Too high and they're jumping down. Too low, they cannot get up. Both are problems. And the things they use every day, dishes, clothes, toiletries, should all be at the waist level. Not too up high, not too down low. Every reach, every bend is an opportunity to lose balance. This is not about turning their home into a medical facility. It's about making the home actually fit the person living it in now, not the person they were 10 years ago. If you have one weekend to spend on this, spend it in the bathroom. I mean it. The bathroom is where the majority of serious home falls happen. Think about it. Hard floor, wet surface, the most physically awkward movements a body makes in a day. Getting in and out of a tub, sitting down and getting up off a toilet. These are high effort movements for a body that's already working with less balance and less leg strength than it used to have. Grab bars, not optional. And here's the thing I need you to know about grab bars. A towel rack is not a grab bar. I have seen people grab for towel rack and pull it right out of the wall with them on the way down. A grab bar is anchored into the studs. It is rated to hold real body weight, at least 250 pounds of force. If yours isn't, it's a decoration. It's not for safety. You want them next to the toilet, inside the shower, and at the entry to the tub. Placement actually matters too. A diagonal grab near the toilet gives better leverage for getting up than a horizontal one. For the shower, a vertical bar helps with entry, and horizontal one helps with balance when they are in it. Get a professional to install them or do it right. Do not use suction cups. They fail every time. The toilet seat itself is worth looking at too. Standard toilets are low. For someone with hip or knee issues or just less leg strength, getting up off a low toilet is incredibly difficult and risky. A raised toilet seat with armrests is one of the cheapest, most effective safety investments you can make. Simple, removable, makes a real difference every single day. Non-slip mats in the tub and on the bathroom floor. Motion sensors night lights for those 2 a.m. trips to the bathroom when someone is half asleep and not thinking about balance. These are small things. None of them are expensive, but they have to actually need to be done. And now the difficult one, the mobility aid conversation. Your parent needs a cane, or they've been using a cane and they really should be using a walker, and they won't hear it. And you've tried. You've mentioned it. and maybe more than once. And you've gotten, I'm fine, I don't need that, I'm not that old. I hear you. And here is what I have found actually works. First, stop framing it as something they need because something is wrong with them. Start framing it as something that lets them do more. Not, you need a cane because you keep almost falling, but this is what's going to let you keep going to the farmer's market, keep walking to the mailbox, keep doing the things you love without someone hovering over you. This cane provides you with the support and make it easier on your back so it won't hurt as much. A cane is not a symbol of weakness. It's a tool for independence. And framing it that way is not manipulation. It's the truth. Second, bring in the medical provider. Your parent has probably been dismissing you because you're their child. What the doctor says lands differently. That's not reflection on you. It's just how it works. Call the PCP. Explain the situation before the appointment. Ask the doctor to address the fall risk directly. Check when was the last DEXA screen to assess bone-related health problems, such as osteoporosis. And ask to recommend the right assistive device. And if you can be there at the appointment, be there. Now, if they've been on a cane for a while and you're watching them struggle, wobble, compensate in ways that look unsafe, it might be the time to talk about transitioning to a walker. And that conversation is harder because a walker is visible in a way a cane isn't. It feels more like a statement. What I've seen work. Let them try it, not buy it, not commit to it. Just try one. Borrow one from a medical supply place or a friend, wherever. Most people who resist a walker and then actually use one for a few days notice something they were not expecting. They feel steadier, they tire less, they can go further than they could on the cane. Let the walker make the argument, and you don't have to then. If any part of this has felt like someone finally putting words to what you've been carrying since the phone call, this channel is for you. I'm here every week, not from a clinical distance, right here. Subscribe if you'd like to keep this conversation going. Hit the like button, and if you have a friend or a sister who needs to hear this, send it to her. Now back to my promise about the conversation. The one about the fear. The one your parent isn't having with you. Because here's what I've seen over and over in the homes I go to. The parent knows something had changed after the fall. They feel it. They're moving differently, hesitating at the top of the stairs, holding the wall in the hallway at night. And they're not telling you because they don't want to worry you, or they don't want to admit it even to themselves. And you are watching them, noticing all of it, and not saying anything because you don't want to scare them or embarrass them or start a fight. So nobody says anything and the fear grows on both sides, quietly. Here's what I want you to try. Go in without answers. Go in with questions. Mom, I've noticed you've been a little more careful lately. I just want to check in. How are you actually feeling since the fall? Not physically, like, how are you? That's it. That's the opening. You're not diagnosing, you're not solving, you're asking. And most of the time, when someone asks a parent that question, the real one, not the surface one. They find out their parent has been waiting to be asked. The fall already happened. You cannot take it back. But what comes after it, that part is still being written. And the fact that you are here thinking about all of this, figuring out the grab bars, the rug, and the right words to say, this is what matters. I made a video where I'm talking about the conversation nobody wants to start when a parent refuses help entirely. Not just a cane, all of it. The doctor's appointments, the modifications, the help around the house. That one is a specific kind of hard. I walk you through the detailed approach that will make it easier and safer for your relationship to have such conversation. Check it out in this link, and I will see you next week.